up, guys? I haven't changed this velocity adjustment since the last video, and I was using the HPA tank on the last video, assuming it had enough pressure to put out enough to have a consistent 800 psi off that tank. But I haven't tried using a normal 12-gram CO2 ever since I put this remote line in, and I want to basically check if this check valve works, and then see if the setting I have it at, because it's HPA and it's not as powerful as CO2 in some instances, I want to see if this velocity adjustment, which was showing like 318 or 310 feet per second on the HPA tank, I want to see if it's any different with the 12-gram CO2. So if it's the same, then I know that I need to turn up the pressure more, mess with that velocity adjustment. And if it is higher on CO2, then I'm going to have to be careful when I use HPA or CO2 like a tank or a 12-gram CO2, because I could be getting like 310 or 318 on the HPA tank, but I could be getting like 350 with the CO2. So there's going to be like there could possibly be a 40 foot per second difference, but I'm not sure because I haven't tried it yet. So yeah, when I was using this before, it was hitting about 310 feet per second on the HPA tank. So this is with the 12-gram CO2 and no remote line attached to it. So it has pressure. I'm going to start firing. This is the 3.6-gram pink balls, the same ones I was using in that previous video. 326. 336. 344. The check valve worked. It's not leaking out the back, so that's good. 340. 348. 344. 346. 344. 350. 336. I'm going to check if I have any rounds left. I have 2 more rounds. So here we go. .340. 316. I'm pretty sure this CO2 cartridge is spent. 1 second. Alright guys, so I'm back. I still haven't messed with this velocity thing, so it's still at the same 8.5 turns essentially. So the highest I got with the sorry about the shadow, let me try to move this really quick. The highest I got on the 12-gram CO2 at the setting I have right now on the velocity adjustment on the Byrna TCR, I'm using this 3.6-gram ball, and the highest I got was 350, so it's hitting about 20.5 joules. Most of them were like 340, 345. They're pretty consistent until I got that dip on about the 11th shot. So now I'm gonna use the HPA tank and no CO2. It's empty, and yeah, I got this today from A&S Gear. Fortunately, I couldn't refill my CO2 tank because they ran out of CO2, and I was gonna buy another tank of this, but they didn't have any to fill up, so I'll probably get it later in the week once they get their refill from their supplier. So yeah, now I have a 48 cubic inch HPA, and then this big one, it's 62 cubic inches. So I'll be able to do a lot more shots with this. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna see what kind of FPS readings I get with that and the same velocity setting. So 1 second. and this tank's reading at 3,000. And this one got filled today, and they said it's at 3,000, but it always reads low for some reason. So yeah, I'm sure it's at 3,000, and this gauge is actually pretty accurate. So yeah, I'm gonna put this backpack on and then I'll start shooting. Okay, I got gas in here that has pressure. I just left the old CO2 cartridge in there, but it shouldn't do anything. It's just keeping the pressure on the front of the marker, because if I take it out, it'll just leak out. So anyway, here's the first shot. This is a 800 psi output. .342. .310. So since I left the old CO2 in there, it might have been just the excess buildup. But it's interesting to me that I'm getting a higher reading on the CO2. But I think that's supposed to happen. 308. 310. 306. 310. 306. 306. 308. 310. 304. 310. I'm gonna check if I have any balls left. I'm out of balls. I'm gonna reload. Alright guys, I turned this up 3 more times with this 3/16 Allen wrench. So you just put this in here and then you go up. And so I did that 3 more times. I'm gonna see how much of a difference I get in the speed, and then my gauge is at about 2,800, so it didn't lose that much air. I'm gonna pause the video real quick and then start recording. All right, I got the TCR loaded. I'm imagining this is probably gonna be like in the 330 FPS range, but I could be wrong. So here we go, first shot. 328. 324. 324. 324. 326. 326. 324. 314. 322. 326. I think I'm out of balls. I'm gonna check really quick. Right, 2 more shots. 322. 324. So I'm gonna degas this and then turn up the velocity screw a couple more times. Alright, I turned this up 4 more times. So this is 7 turns past the initial 8. So it's like 15 turns up on the HPA tank. And this HPA is reading about 2,500. So I'm gonna pause the video and get all this loaded up. Alright, so this is a total of 15.5 turns with the HPA tank, which is putting out about 800 psi. And I forgot to turn the box up or down or whatever, so 1 second. Alright, here we go. 3.6 gram pink balls. 434. I might have to turn it down. It's kind of high. 432. 434. 432. I'm gonna pause this really quick. All right, so this is the 3.6 gram list, and I'm trying to do this without knocking the TCR off the table. So this is the 3.6 gram list, and I'm hitting like 430, I believe. So that's right in between 425 and 450. So 425 is 30 joules and 450 is 33.9. So I'm probably hitting like 32 joules or 31 joules right now. I'm gonna re-fire. All right, here we go. I haven't touched the velocity adjustment. I just wanted to see what kind of joule output I was getting. 424. So that's I think it's like 30 joules right there. 432. So that's also 30 joules, maybe 30, 31 maybe. 432. 432. I'm gonna check how many rounds I have. Okay, I got 4 more rounds. All right, here we go. 430. 432. 434. 432. So this is hitting nice for me right now. I don't know if I would want to like push this much further. I know I can because I've seen Jeff Mackey do it. I just don't want to have like excessive wear and tear on the internals of this thing. So I'm gonna load up aluminum rounds just to see what kind of numbers I'm getting. So 1 second. All right, you guys, I got the 7.2 gram Alien Plays loaded up, and this is my like joule breakdown. So since I was getting 425 or so on the 3.6 gram and getting 30 joules, I feel like I'll probably get around 275 or 300 with the 7.2 gram balls. 275 feet per second, maybe 300 feet per second. So I'm gonna try it out right now. I have 5 rounds loaded in here, and I just re-oiled the barrel and the detents and stuff. So yeah, here we go. $154. 186. 230. So it's kind of all over the place. I'm not sure why. 168. It could just be turned up too high. I don't know. 178. So I'm gonna pause the video. All right, I'm back on the pink 3.6 gram balls. I don't know why it was fluctuating so much, but I'm gonna see if I get consistently 425 or whatever I was getting before. 416. It could be a bore match issue, or maybe the detents. I don't know. 422. 428. 426. 436. So yeah, these are all hitting about 30 joules. 412. I think I have one more shot. .430. 1 second. All right, you guys. So yeah, these pink balls. I was pretty constantly getting like 430. This is the 3.6 gram row. So I was probably getting 31 joules on that. I don't know why the 7.2 grams were being so garbage, but the highest I got was 230. So that's only about 17 joules, and only one shot was over 200. I think all the rest of them are like 180 or like 150. So I'm not sure why that is. I'll have to check like the detents and stuff. Everything seems to be fine. There's no leaking. I don't have any like gas issues or anything. I degassed the marker and dry fired it and stuff. This big old tank is still at 2200, 2100, something like that. And I shot it, I don't even remember, but I shot it probably at least like 50 times. But yeah, I'll have to mess with this more. I'm probably gonna scale this back down 7 turns, because this is 8 turns past the 350 FPS on the CO2. And I feel like if I throw a CO2 in here and use the CO2, it might be bad. I don't know. I don't want to like break this, but I also don't know what it's at right now if I use a CO2, just because it seems like the CO2 is more pressure than 800 PSI, which is what this puts out. So anyways, I'll update in the future. I got to go to the store again, and whenever they get their refill on that, and then I'll be able to do like more than like 5 shots, because I feel like if I'm hitting like 30 or 40 joules with one of these things, it'll only do like 5 shots and then I'm out of gas. So yeah, I'm just waiting for that to get filled, and then I think that's it. Don't forget to vote on the which marker should I use with a refilled max pressure CO2 tank. It's on my community post section. But anyways, have a nice weekend.